Welcome to Danu on Fire right here on High TV. Today on the show, I have a fitness. This week on Danu on Fire, I have a vegan health food goddess. She has looked amazing every single time I take a look at her. I really want to know the secret. This week, I have Anitra Pieris on Danu on Fire. So with me, I have the beautiful Anitra who's seated next to me. What's amazing is the fact that she's disciplined to look so gorgeous, although she's going to hit her half a century very soon.
Yes, very soon, and I'm proud of that fact.
Exactly. When you look like you can openly say it.
Well, you know, there are days I don't look too good either.
I've seen you most of the time. There's been a day that you have let me down.
And I was quite a plain child. But you know, that's just goes to show. Sport, exercise, good eating.
And discipline.
And having fun.
Yeah, that's true.
That keeps you young.
So, something that I've noticed about her, she comes from a very fashion-oriented background.
Yes.
She comes from a family that inevitably gets a lot of attention because everyone who steps out of this house is good looking, which is a problem.
Oh, well.
So, tell me about your life, like you in Sri Lanka, because of the fact that one, you look different.
Yeah.
You are definitely the duckling the other way around. So, how has it been sort of mixing and matching here?
Well, when I was young, I always wanted to fit in. It was not that much fun sticking out. I would always get caught, be the first one to be spotted in a situation.
And in school.
Yeah, and I was
Did
really...
you study here?
Yes, I started off at the SBC Montessori, St. Bridget's, and then I was like far too naughty for them. So I moved on to ladies' college for the rest of like my career till my O-levels.
Right.
And there were quite a few mixed young women at these schools. And we did stick out. And I would always want to have black hair and be brown and dark. I hated the fact that I looked the way I did.
Yeah.
Until my teenage years, and I realized actually it was quite an advantage. I was spotted by Dominic Sanzoni, and I started modeling for him at 16. I was almost thrown out of school because I did a television ad with my boyfriend at the time.
But that's the problem because Sri Lanka was not open, especially local schools.
Yeah.
Up to now, they're
even
not open
still,
to
ladies'
commercial.
college, now it has become a written rule that nobody's allowed.
You stirred the pot there.
Yeah.
Stirred the pot.
Yeah, I did. I did. But it was fun, and we like, I think when you live here and then you stick out, you just don't need to worry. You just should not worry. You just have to go around like not give a damn, really. If you carry yourself elegantly and just be decent, I think it's, you can get through.
That is true.
But I fox people all the time, like because I'll blurt out in Sinhalese something and they're just like in utter shock.
They're like, what?
What are you
White
doing?
people speak Sinhalese?
Yeah, and then sometimes they think that I've gone abroad and that's why I'm white. And so then they just can't believe that I have been born and bred here. So sometimes they'll even get me to write.
Oh, really?
So I can write in both languages. So then I fox them further.
Right, okay.
So I have a lot of fun with it. I've had a few aggressive situations, but with age and maturity, I'm learning to avoid that.
That is true.
And
all right.
yeah.
Something that we wanted to speak to her about is the fact that she has a talent for making the most outrageous fruits and vegetables taste really good.
Yeah.
I once came here to do a shoot with Adam while he was here on holiday before he became a doctor.
Yeah.
So I think Dirk offered me a drink and I was like, what in the world is this? It was like, it's really nice try. Actually, that was the first time I was exposed to your work.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, because I'm not, when you look at me, I'm the last person who can look at a healthy option most of the time.
Yeah.
Life is too short to...
Yeah. But you know, that's the thing, if you balance it out.
Exactly.
You can have the figure you want to a certain extent and also have all the fun. So, you know, I think I do green juices and I try and eat plant-based most of the time. Traditional cuisine is so amazing.
And so healthy, actually.
So healthy. And people in Sri Lanka, it was like, I would say, almost a blue zone where people live to be 100 and healthy with good eyesight and fit. But in the last, I would say 70 years or 75 years, or since 1970 or 1980, once we started importing processed food and white sugar and growing it here as well,
That is true.
things changed.
And rapidly changed.
Rapidly.
Because something that we have learnt about Sri Lanka is the fact that, you know, we don't always get exposed to such luxury.
Yeah.
The minute we get exposed, we just
Overdo it.
When we do come back, we're going to speak a little bit about the secret. It's going to be revealed. Some of those signature juices that you can actually try when you go visit her store, we are going to be making it. And also more on her life when we do come back right here on Danu on Fire. All right, she's no stranger to the camera, which is amazing. So we had discussions as to what camera she should look at. Welcome back to Danu on
Just so I
Fire.
know.
Yeah. Now, this is the collective menu I've got. All the other shoots I've ended up eating fatty food. This is the first shoot. Everything is so healthy.
Oh dear me, and I hope I can make it tasty.
I am sure.
So first,
Okay.
I'm going to make you a juice.
Okay.
Cold pressed juice with leafy greens and a little bit of fruit.
All right.
And
You know,
lime.
people get confused about the cold pressed juice. The cold pressed juice is when it's just pressed so hard that the essence of the product comes
Yeah,
out.
or
right?
it's masticated. It's sort of ground down and only the real soluble fiber comes. We don't
Okay.
use any water. And what happens is it becomes the consistency of blood.
Right.
So your body can absorb this into your blood immediately. It doesn't have to go through your whole digestive system and get absorbed in your large intestine. It can get absorbed from your stomach because it gets into your blood pretty fast.
Would you say living a healthy life in our country is expensive?
No, because leafy greens in Sri Lanka are really cheap, especially like gotukola, sarana, mukunuena. We have like the best leafy greens ever. And now this is parsley, mint, coriander. Celery is expensive because it's sort of an import, but it's very alkaline, so I use it. And these are basil leaves.
Right.
Today.
Okay.
I don't have the atugova, which is kale, or any of that today. I just thought I'll be a bit different.
Okay, cool. All right, let's begin. What are you doing?
Okay, so for your juice, I'll first take some celery.
Okay.
Okay, celery is really good for you.
These are crunchy ones, right? You can eat them as it
you
is.
can. But Sri Lankan celery is a little bit stringy. So now see the amount of greens that are going into that. Okay. So we'll put some coriander leaves, parsley,
Okay.
celery. You said you like anoda.
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do, this is my masticating cold pressed juicer.
That's a fun project.
I washed my hands, so I'm going to use them. So Danu, I'd like you to put this in like this.
Okay. I can do it if you want me to.
Yeah, and then you
okay,
press down either with the fat side or the,
Okay.
right, and then so there you go, Danu.
Am I blocking her in any way?
No, I'll move. So you start with the greens. You saw there was almost half a bowl of greens.
Yeah.
And you will see how much juice comes out. Now into that, you said.
Oh, am I putting more? I have to put these as well?
Yeah,
no?
put those.
Okay. This is so much fun. Can I come and do this always?
Yeah, you can come when we have an event. I'd love you to come and help us juice. And here you can add more coriander leaves.
Ah, okay, good.
Because you need a lot of leaves, like to get the, like in one of these juices, this is our flow juice. In one of these, there's about 3 or 4 meteors of gotukola.
Wow, all of that to produce
With
this one.
cucumber and apple, and that only creates about 100 ml of green juice, chlorophyll.
Okay.
It's like a life force energy.
Okay.
So I'm going to put anoda.
Okay. By the way,
You're going to juice the lime as well. Juice
Okay.
the lime. Why isn't it coming out? You have to poke it down, Dad.
oh, okay.
Yeah, not too hard.
Oh, okay.
Just go like little.
Poking is what I need to do.
You know, I'm sure you know how to do that pretty well. Maybe that should become on camera. I don't know. You know, just gently,
Yeah,
darling. Okay?
I'm not into things which are looking green. Let's keep this stage like parent friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give you some apples to juice as well
Okay, cool.
to get actual juice. So we've got about 2 full bowls of greens now that Danu is juicing.
Yeah. And this
Just
is the
put
best
it slowly,
job
slowly,
I've
that's
done.
enough, and then poke it. Okay? And what we're going to do is anoda is a great anti-cancerous food. It's very cooling for the body.
Okay.
And so we're going to blend some of that in. I do this for a friend of mine who goes through chemotherapy.
Oh, wow, okay.
And she loves it. But what we're going to do is we're going to blend this into the juice because Anoda is sort of gooey consistency.
Yeah, and a bit heavy as well.
Okay, have you put the fruit in?
Yeah,
I'll put the guava, apple. So these mixed greens, guava, apple and some Anoda. So it's some extra fruit in our juice to give Danu extra energy because he's been working very hard.
I know, I'm so tired.
Oh, you're going to get lots of energy soon. So, okay, here goes. I'm going to put the Anoda into the blender.
Okay.
So that is all cold pressed and then we blend in the Anoda. Okay.
So for those who might be watching, in terms of a cold press machine, what are the things that you cannot put through this?
Well, you can put almost everything through it. Something that's too hard, like really hard guavas might be a problem.
Okay, it has to be a bit pulpy.
No, but it does the greens. It does.
Okay.
I mean, you can even juice whatever greens through this.
Okay.
It's just something that's really hard, like you know the
But
green guava. Now this is a soft guava.
Right.
But you still can then you can just chop it up and put it.
Put it in. Okay.
Yeah. So then it'll. Because it really grinds it. See, there's no sound. Can you see?
Yeah.
Now, when I blend, your ears will go. Yeah, it's really loud. So this is not obnoxious.
Now, when you went to study this subject and further yourself in this, what was your particular reason? Apart from, the exterior of looking good is something that we all want.
Yeah, but I felt there was a niche in Sri Lanka for this. People need this here.
Okay.
They need to get back to their roots or to this new stuff because this you can use when you're on the go.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. From all those greens.
That's all.
That's it.
So now you understand why cold press is a bit expensive, everyone.
Yeah, because there's so much produce that goes into it.
Just for a little bit of a...
Like at Flow, actually, our juices are almost at cost price. I mean, they are at cost price, you know, because we want to give people this product, get them used to... Okay, here we go. It makes a huge noise. Get ready.
Fine. That's fine.
I think. Okay, one more zap.
Okay.
There we are.
All right.
Let me taste
I'm
it
eating
first
this, by the way.
to make sure. Yeah, eat. Try. Well, have a taste. I haven't tasted it yet, so I don't know.
What?
Let me see. Whoops. Let me also get it. It's a little bit thick. I think we can add more tambili.
Yeah, for sure.
More tambili?
More tambili, for sure. But it's really nice. I think...
You can get the Anoda flavor.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers, sorry. This is like the best shot I've had.
You know, you can always add a little bit of
kick to it.
This and that.
Welcome back to the show. So now we have come to know the secrets behind her gorgeous outlook to life, and of course the reason why it all sort of melted down to what she's doing. Let's speak about your past, about what made you a Colombo icon, because apart from the hair, of course.
Well, that was only recent in the last few years.
Yeah. So initially it was brown.
I was born with reddish brown hair, a bit like a cockroach. And you know, they call burgers cockroach.
Of course.
But I mean, I'm not a proper burger, I'm only quarter.
Yeah,
But yeah, so, and then at 30 I was white, but I used to dye my hair, because I was too vain to let it be natural. And I didn't want to look like my mother.
Right. She also had this silver hair?
Yeah. And when I was born, actually, she had this hair, because she was 30 when I was born.
Right.
And
so 30 is the cracking point of great hair.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I guess, but and it worked out. I was sort of really scared to do it, and because I had long hair, and so then I was like, you know, okay, I'm going to do it. I can't be bothered dyeing it anymore. So I did it, and it's so easy.
And also, I think it has become a signature look of yours.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And it sort of really worked with you as a person.
Thank God.
All right, so with me, you have seen all the varieties of juices that she makes. I'm sure you have got your hands on it, you would have enjoyed it. But these ones have become my favorite. It's called
kombucha.
Kombucha.
And
it has a bit of a kick. It's not why I liked it, because I was at a shoot when I had this, and I was feeling so drained out. I was feeling, I think it was a hot day, I was dehydrated, I was just really gone.
Yeah.
This literally just woke me up.
Yeah.
And you know, it's all natural.
Yeah, and it's a probiotic. That means it's really good for your gut bacteria, so it helps you digest your food. enhances your digestion. It's an old Japanese and Chinese elixir.
Okay. So there are 3 varieties. The red one is
Hibiscus.
Okay.
And that's really quite strong. Yes. Very strong.
Yeah.
This one is a regular, so it's just brewed, and this one is the green tea.
All right. I've never tried. I didn't try
The green tea is the most mild one, and actually you're supposed to just have a shot like this or a little bit smaller after a meal, and it really helps with your digestion.
Not all 3.
Not all 3. But Danu, you had all 3 last time.
I did.
But yeah,
All
so
right.
that's what it is.
Now, taking the fashion industry in whole, now you have come, you have seen the ups and downs, you have seen how it has transformed. What is your outlook on fashion today in Sri Lanka?
I think there's a really big possibility. The girls and boys who are joining the fashion industry now, they're far more aware of what is required in the international market. They're working out, they're eating healthy, and especially at my daughter's place, the agency, we train them how to walk, we tell them how to groom themselves, how to hold themselves, to be punctual. You know, it's basic professionalism is demanded of them, and I think that has raised the bar. But
And
it also has raised the bar for the client.
That is true.
So the models are raising the bar, but the clients, the people who use them, need to raise their bar. They need to realize the value of a professional model and what she or he can do for their company, and not just think it's, you know, if this girl, she's a really good model, she costs 100,000 rupees, but this one I can get for 5. You know, time is money.
Yeah.
So the photographer's time, everybody else's time is a lot of money. So when you have a professional person, they can do it like in half an hour.
That is true.
Whereas somebody who isn't probably won't.
That is true.
And there's many other things too. The personality of the person, everything is there to sell your brand.
But
So
how was it
choosing
back in the days when you started, when you were discovered? I think back in the days it was more studious. You have to be on time because the industry was very small.
No, what happened is we had a lot more rehearsals. They made use of our time for free.
Okay.
Rehearsals, you only paid for the show, you were not paid for rehearsals, and sometimes rehearsals were all night long. I must say the rehearsals were wonderful fun. As a young teenager, to be hanging around with models and photographers and all the people who come with that, because you know all the cuties get attracted to models, all the young boys and stuff. It was fun, but actually, if you look at it as a profession, it did not pay, because you need to pay for rehearsals, you need to pay for fittings,
You need to pay for transport.
yeah.
It's back and
Modeling now
forth.
is far more professional in Sri Lanka, as you know, it has just evolved more. During the war, it was a bit quiet.
Now it's booming. which is
Now
good.
it is booming, and I think, but our kids need international exposure. They need to go abroad and try their hand, whether it's in India, even in the region, and to Europe, because after all, it's a global village now.
Of course.
You can't just be good in Sri Lanka. You need to be able to hold your own wherever you go.
And also the days of where people said, oh, to be fair is the best thing, to be long hair is the best thing. There is nothing like
Nothing.
that. I think modeling has become so open.
Internationalized.
Yeah, and it sort of broadens the horizon for anyone.
Yeah.
Even I could walk the runway.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
have.
Yes.
And you have.
I bounced along, but of
Yeah.
course, there are different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
But
But that's great too. You
Yeah.
know, I think to be petite and a little bit, shorter than the average, what's wrong with that? As long as you're sort of proportioned
Yeah.
and you can hold your own and you have a presence, that's
That's all
great.
it
I
takes.
don't see why everybody has to be so tall. In fact, it looks a bit, I think, too much. When you're like, a girl is 6 foot tall and then she wears 6-inch
yeah,
heels.
and you're like,
It's
hello
like,
there.
how's the weather? You know, and it's like too much. I mean, it's too much pressure.
All right.
So-
So before we wrap things up, I have to speak to you about Adam Flamer Caldera.
Okay.
He's Colombo's, Sri Lanka's heartthrob. Of course, he's trying to look like me. That's another story.
I know,
there
he
of
just
this.
tries every
Yeah.
day,
I
you know.
We did the whole dips, we did the whole workout, and he said, Danu, I give up.
Yeah, it's so hard for him
I
as a
know.
doctor to grow, to keep this. he
That
can't.
and to
He's-
maintain
it's
this
so-
physique, it's just not easy at all.
Yeah.
How does it feel that he comes from your family? That his room is just there? Because everyone, I'm sure, gives him tons of compliment because he has
He
inspired
just
a lot of
bounces
people.
off him like a duck, to water running off his back. You know, he doesn't live here, and I think that in America, people do fall, like trip and fall when they see him on the street, just because. But It doesn't faze him. He is focused on what he's doing. He's a doctor. He's there to save lives. I mean, I would like him to go to Hollywood, you know, and go for the Oscars, but and then doctor for free.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what I want. What he wants is something else.
Different.
So yeah.
Well, it has been a pleasure hanging out with you today at your place, having the juices, having all of these. Well, we'll see you on another edition. Till then, you keep smiling. It's a wrap on this side. So we can just
Cheers.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Green tea is not my thing.